Hello, coin collectors and enthusiasts. Welcome back to the All Old Rare Coins channel, where we uncover the secrets of rare coins and their fascinating histories. Today, we have an incredible find to discuss, the United States 5-cent coin from 1964, specifically the 1964 D nickel. If you're a numismatist or just someone curious about coins, this one is bound to pique your interest. The 1964 D nickel is one of those coins that might look ordinary at first glance, but trust us, there's so much more to it than meets the eye. As one of the last coins minted in the early 1960s, the 1964 D nickel carries a story that goes beyond its design, including a twist that makes it highly valuable. This is the kind of coin that could change your perspective on how much a small piece of currency could be worth. Now, let's talk about the background of this coin. The 1964 D nickel was minted in Denver, Colorado, and it is part of the Jefferson nickel series, which has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1938. These coins were produced in large numbers and circulated widely, making it relatively easy to come by a 1964 D nickel in typical condition. However, the real value of this coin comes into play when you factor in its rarity, especially in certain conditions. When you hold the 1964 D nickel in your hand, the first thing that stands out is the design. On the obverse, you'll find a portrait of President Thomas Jefferson, designed by the artist Felix Schlag. Jefferson, as the third President of the United States, is a key figure in American history. His image on the nickel has remained largely unchanged since its debut, which gives the coin a sense of continuity and connection to U.S. heritage. On the reverse side, the coin features Monticello, Jefferson's estate in Virginia. The building is shown in intricate detail, symbolizing Jefferson's contributions to architecture and American society. This design, though classic and simple, carries immense historical value. But here's where it gets interesting. Though most 1964 D nickels are relatively common, there's a specific variety of this coin that's captured the attention of collectors. This coin, in particular, is known for its D mint mark, indicating it was minted in Denver, but what sets it apart is a rare error that occurred during its production. The 1964 D nickel was part of a batch that saw some coins being struck with a very faint or even missing mint mark. This error makes the coin stand out among the rest and has led to it being highly coveted in the collector's market. The reason this error makes the coin so valuable is simple: rarity. Many 1964 D nickels were minted with a clear D, so the ones that show the faint or missing mint mark are extremely scarce. Finding one in excellent condition is even rarer. Collectors are always searching for these unique coins, and when one pops up, it often fetches a pretty penny. In addition to this rare minting error, there's another factor that influences the value of the 1964 D nickel: the condition of the coin itself. Coins that have been well preserved, free from scratches, wear, and discoloration, tend to be worth far more than those that show signs of heavy circulation. A pristine 1964 D nickel with the faint or missing mint mark in uncirculated condition is a real treasure in the world of numismatics. So, what kind of value are we talking about here? A standard, circulated 1964 D nickel may only be worth a few cents. However, if you have a pristine example, especially one with that elusive mint mark error, the price skyrockets. In fact, some of these coins have sold for incredible amounts in auctions, with the highest prices reaching as much as $115,000. That's right, $115,000 for a single 1964 D nickel. Who would have thought that something as small as a nickel could hold such a hefty value? This rare coin, a simple 5-cent piece, could be worth more than many people's homes, and it all comes down to its unique characteristics, its rare error, its condition, and its historical significance. If you happen to come across a 1964 D nickel in your collection or during your coin hunting adventures, make sure to check the mint mark carefully. If you find one that shows the faint or missing D, you might be holding onto a goldmine. But even if it's not an error coin, remember that well-maintained vintage coins are always in demand, and their values can increase over time. So, what do you think? Could that old jar of loose change sitting in your drawer be hiding a gem worth thousands of dollars? It's always worth taking a closer look at your coins, especially when they come from a significant year like 1964. Who knows, you could be the next lucky collector to uncover a rare find. Now, we have something truly special in store for you, a coin that might look like just another ordinary nickel, but in reality, it holds an incredible story and a value that will leave you amazed. We're talking about the 1989 P5-cent coin, also known as the 1989 Philadelphia Mint nickel. Now, I know what you're thinking, what's so special about a coin from 1989? It's not exactly ancient history, right? Well, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see why this particular nickel could be worth a fortune. The 1989 P nickel was minted as part of the standard Jefferson nickel series, which has been in circulation for decades. The series has been around since 1938, and during that time, a variety of different designs have appeared on these 5-cent coins. But when it comes to the 1989 version, it's all about the details that make this coin stand out. Let's talk about the design for a moment. On the front, or the obverse side, you'll find the familiar image of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. This classic design was created by artist Felix Schlag and has been a staple on the Jefferson nickel since its introduction. Jefferson's portrait is framed by the words "Liberty" and the year of minting, 1989, which gives the coin an air of timelessness. On the reverse side of the 1989 P nickel, you'll see a depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's iconic plantation home. Monticello is one of the most recognizable buildings in the United States, and it symbolizes Jefferson's contributions to American architecture. The fine details on the reverse side of the coin are a tribute to Jefferson's legacy and the role he played in shaping the country. But here's the twist that makes the 1989 P nickel special: it's not about the design itself, but rather a rare mistake in the minting process that makes certain 1989 P nickels extremely valuable. While most coins from this year were struck perfectly, there was a small group of 1989 P nickels that were struck with an interesting and somewhat rare flaw. Some of these coins have a unique characteristic: a misaligned die. This means that the design on the coin, particularly the image of Monticello, is off-center or misprinted in a way that gives the coin a distinct look. These errors are not common, which is why they've captured the attention of coin collectors all over the world. Error coins like this are incredibly sought after in the numismatic community because they are unique. There's no other coin quite like them. A misaligned die can create a coin that looks slightly different from its counterparts, and these subtle differences can make a coin exponentially more valuable. What makes the 1989 P misaligned die nickel so special is its rarity. Coins like this were not meant to exist, so when one of these error coins does turn up, collectors are eager to get their hands on it. In fact, it's not just the misalignment that makes these coins valuable, but also the condition they're in. The better the condition, the more money they can fetch. Coins that are still in excellent shape, free from wear and tear, can go for a lot more than their circulated counterparts. So, how much is a 1989 P nickel worth, you ask? Well, if you happen to stumble upon a 1989 P nickel that features the misaligned die and it's in fantastic, uncirculated condition, you could be holding a coin worth much more than just a few cents. In fact, these rare error coins have sold for as much as $90,000, yes, you heard that right, $90,000 for a single nickel. That's right, a 5-cent coin could be worth as much as a small house or a luxury car, all thanks to a minting error that occurred more than 3 decades ago. The misalignment and rarity of this coin make it a true gem in the world of coin collecting. If you think about it, it's incredible that a simple nickel from 1989 could have such a high value. It shows just how unpredictable and fascinating the world of coin collecting can be. Even modern coins that seem like nothing more than pocket change could be hiding secrets and errors that make them worth thousands, sometimes even tens of thousands, of dollars. So, the next time you're sorting through some old change or browsing through a coin collection, don't dismiss those nickels too quickly. Take a close look at the 1989 P nickels you find, and if you notice any misalignments or other unusual features, you could be holding on to something truly valuable. Next coin, we have a special treat for you, something that may be hiding in your coin jar right now, waiting to be discovered. We're talking about the 1993 P United States 5-cent coin, also known as the 1993 Philadelphia Mint nickel. At first glance, the 1993 P nickel might seem like just another ordinary piece of pocket change, but trust us, this particular coin holds a story worth telling. What makes this coin so intriguing, and more importantly, valuable? Well, let's take a closer look at the history, design, and what makes certain 1993 P nickels a prized find in the world of numismatics. The 1993 P nickel comes from a time when the United States was undergoing some significant changes. The early 90s were marked by economic shifts, a changing political landscape, and a country that was still recovering from the 1980s. The design of the nickel itself, however, remained consistent with the long-standing Jefferson nickel series, which has been around since 1938. On the front of the coin, you'll find the well-known portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. This portrait, created by artist Felix Schlag, is a powerful symbol of America's founding and its deep historical roots. Jefferson's image has been featured on the nickel for over 80 years, making it one of the most iconic images on U.S. coins. On the reverse side of the coin, there's a representation of Monticello, Jefferson's estate in Virginia. Monticello is not only a symbol of Jefferson's legacy but also a representation of the nation's founding ideals: individual liberty, innovation, and progress. The fine details on the reverse show Monticello in all its grandeur, making the 1993 P nickel a coin that carries a sense of both history and tradition. Now, while the design is iconic and timeless, the real story behind the 1993 P nickel lies in a rare minting error that occurred with some of these coins. You see, most 1993 P nickels were struck with the standard design, but a small number of these coins were struck with an extremely rare and sought-after flaw: a doubled die. The double die error occurs when the coin's design is struck more than once, leading to a slight shift in the appearance of the lettering or imagery. In the case of the 1993 P nickel, this error resulted in a doubling effect, primarily seen in the "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" inscriptions. This error is extremely rare, making the coin not only a collector's dream but also a potential goldmine for those lucky enough to find one. Why does this matter so much? Well, in the world of coin collecting, any sort of error or variation can dramatically increase the value of a coin. And when it comes to the 1993 P nickel, a double die error makes it one of the most coveted finds for serious collectors. Coins that feature such errors are often considered varieties, rather than typical issues, and as a result, they are worth far more than a regular nickel. But it's not just the error itself that makes these coins valuable. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its price as well. A coin that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, without any wear, scratches, or discoloration, can be worth significantly more than a coin that has seen heavy circulation. The rarity of finding a 1993 P nickel with a double die error in great condition makes this coin a true treasure. So, how much is this 1993 P double die nickel worth? Well, the price can vary based on the condition of the coin and the severity of the error, but some of these coins have been known to sell for extraordinary amounts. In fact, certain 1993 P nickels with the double die error have been known to sell for as much as $41,000. Yes, you heard that right, $41,000 for a single 1993 P nickel. It's hard to believe that something as small as a 5-cent coin could carry such a hefty price tag, but that's the power of rarity and historical significance in the world of coin collecting. If you happen to come across a 1993 P nickel, make sure to take a closer look at the inscriptions and see if you can spot any doubling. If you do, you could be holding onto a coin worth a small fortune. It's incredible to think that a simple mistake in the minting process could lead to such a valuable coin. This just goes to show how unpredictable the world of coin collecting can be. You never know where a hidden treasure might be waiting, whether it's in a jar of old change or buried in your family's coin collection. So, next time you're going through your coins, don't just dismiss the 1993 P nickels. Give them a good look and see if you can find one with that rare double die error. You might just be holding a coin that could change your life. Now, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2005 D United States 5-cent coin, or more specifically, the 2005 D Jefferson nickel. At first glance, this might seem like a standard nickel, but trust us, there's much more to this coin than you might expect. The 2005 D nickel is part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series, which has been circulating in the US since 1938. However, the 2005 version carries its own unique story. For most of us, the nickel doesn't usually spark much attention, but for coin collectors, this particular year and mint mark have become a highly sought-after piece of US numismatic history. So, what's so special about this coin from 2005? Let's take a deep dive into its history, design, and what makes certain 2005 D nickels more valuable than just a mere 5 cents. First off, we need to talk about the design. On the obverse of the coin, you'll find the image of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. This portrait of Jefferson was created by the artist Felix Schlag, and it's been on the nickel since 1938. Jefferson's likeness is easily one of the most iconic images in American coinage, symbolizing the country's revolutionary spirit and democratic ideals. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's beloved estate in Virginia. The building is beautifully detailed and symbolizes Jefferson's many contributions, not only to the political landscape of America but also to architecture and science. Monticello's image on the reverse side of the 2005 D nickel is a fitting tribute to Jefferson's lasting legacy. Now, what's the deal with the 2005 D nickel that makes it stand out in the world of numismatics? Well, in 2005, the U.S. Mint introduced a special design change in the Jefferson nickel series, and the 2005 coins were part of this initiative. The main shift in design was a new reverse, which showcased a more detailed, realistic view of Monticello. The idea was to update the reverse to reflect a more accurate representation of the building, and this new approach was the result of years of research and redesigns. However, the story behind the coin's value doesn't end with its design. Some 2005 D nickels have a key characteristic that sets them apart: a rare error that occurred during minting. The specific error in question involves a doubling of the coin's design, more specifically, a double die error. This type of error happens when the die used to strike the coin becomes misaligned during the minting process. As a result, you end up with a coin where the design appears to be slightly doubled or blurred. In the case of the 2005 D nickel, this doubling effect can be seen in the word liberty and sometimes in other areas, such as the date 2005. When you look closely at these error coins, you can see the faint second impression of the design, which makes the coin stand out from the rest of the series. While this type of error is relatively rare, it adds significant value to the coin, making it highly desirable for collectors. It's important to note that the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. While a standard 2005 D nickel in typical circulation condition may not be worth much, a well-preserved, error-free example or one with that rare doubling can fetch a much higher price. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition, without scratches or discoloration, are always more valuable. So, what kind of value are we talking about when it comes to the 2005 D nickel with a double die error? Well, if you manage to come across one of these error coins in excellent condition, you could be holding onto a true numismatic treasure. In fact, these rare error coins have been known to sell for as much as $27,000, yes, that's right, $27,000 for a single 2005 D nickel. It's hard to believe that a simple 5-cent coin could be worth so much, but that's the magic of coin collecting. The rarity of the double die error, combined with the coin's historical significance and its pristine condition, drives the price up to incredible heights. So, how do you spot one of these valuable error coins? The key is to closely inspect the coin for the double die effect, particularly around the lettering and numbers. If you notice any doubling, especially in Liberty or the year 2005, then you may have just found a rare and valuable piece of US currency. If you're lucky enough to have a 2005 D nickel with a double die error, don't just toss it aside, take the time to get it properly evaluated by a professional coin grader. These coins can increase in value over time, so it's worth keeping them in great condition and holding on to them if you can. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and even coins that seem common or everyday can end up being worth a fortune. So, next time you're going through your change or examining your collection, make sure to take a close look at those 2005 D nickels. You might just be holding on to a small fortune that's waiting to be discovered. Last coin, we're uncovering a hidden gem that might be sitting right in your pocket change without you even knowing it. That's right, we're talking about the 2004 D United States 5-cent coin, also known as the 2004 Denver Mint nickel. This nickel might seem like just another regular coin at first glance, but trust me, it has a fascinating story and value that will have you rethinking what's in your spare change. The 2004 D nickel is part of the Jefferson nickel series, which has been circulating in the United States for decades. While this coin might seem like any other standard nickel, there's more to it than meets the eye. What makes the 2004 D nickel stand out, you ask? Well, let's dig into the history and unique features of this coin and reveal why it could be worth far more than just 5 cents. First, let's take a moment to appreciate the design. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. This image of Jefferson, created by artist Felix Schlag, has been gracing the nickel since 1938, making it one of the most recognizable faces on U.S. coinage. Jefferson's image represents America's ideals of democracy and independence, and his likeness has become synonymous with the nation's founding principles. On the reverse side of the 2004 D nickel, you'll see a detailed depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia. Monticello is an iconic building, one that represents Jefferson's vision and his contributions to both American politics and architecture. The fine details on the reverse side of this coin are a tribute to Jefferson's legacy, and Monticello has long been a symbol of the nation's rich history. But here's where the story of the 2004 D nickel gets interesting. You see, while the design of this coin is beautifully done, what sets this particular nickel apart is its association with a very rare and valuable minting error. Some 2004 D nickels were struck with a remarkable mistake, a doubling error on the design. This type of error is known as a double die, which occurs when the coin's design is struck multiple times during the minting process, leading to a doubling effect that gives certain areas of the coin a blurred or doubled appearance. In the case of the 2004 D nickel, the double die error is most commonly seen in the letters and numbers on the coin, including the word Liberty and the year 2004. This error happens when the die, which is used to strike the design onto the coin, misaligns or shifts slightly, causing a second, faint impression of the design to appear next to the first. These subtle errors are incredibly rare and often go unnoticed, which is what makes them so valuable in the world of coin collecting. Why does this matter so much? Well, error coins are highly prized by collectors because they are unique. There's no other coin quite like them. A double die error makes the coin stand out from the regular mintage, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these rare finds. The rarity of the error, combined with the historical significance of the 2004 D nickel, makes it a sought-after treasure for numismatists. But it's not just the error that makes the 2004 D nickel valuable, it's also the coin's condition. A well-preserved, uncirculated 2004 D nickel with a double die error can fetch much higher prices than one that has been heavily circulated. Coins that are in excellent condition, free from wear and tear, have a much greater value in the market. And the better the condition of the coin, the more money it can potentially bring in. So, how much could you expect a 2004 D nickel with a double die error to be worth? Well, let's just say that these rare error coins can fetch impressive sums. If you're lucky enough to find one in pristine condition, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $25,000, yes, you heard that right, $25,000 for a single 2004 D nickel. It's hard to imagine that a simple 5-cent coin could be worth that much, but that's the power of rarity and the world of coin collecting. The double die error makes this coin a true treasure, and its value can increase significantly depending on its condition and the severity of the error. So, the next time you come across a 2004 D nickel, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look and examine the design carefully. If you notice any doubling or misalignment in the letters or numbers, you could be holding onto a rare and valuable piece of American history. Coin collecting is an exciting hobby because you never know what you might stumble upon. Even a seemingly ordinary coin can turn out to be worth a small fortune if it has the right error or historical significance. So, keep an eye out for those 2004 D nickels, and you might just discover a hidden treasure worth far more than its face value. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future discoveries. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story, and some of them are worth a lot more than you think. Happy collecting!